Hello friends, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to build the image gallery using the Spring Boot application so that you can upload the multiple images in our Spring Boot application, and even you can put the price to that image if you wanted to sell it. So before moving to the further, I wanted to show you how our application will look like at the end. So this is the application which we are going to build, and here you have to put the name, what are the image name you wanted to give. Even you can describe, keep some brief summary about the image, and here you have to upload the image, and finally if you want you can put the price here. So let's say I just putting some random name here, say I put nature and awesome or beautiful nature, something, any description, and choose the image. I already downloaded some images, so just I am choosing from here. I will put the price here. That one image has been uploaded here. Just put the price whatever you want. I put 5 here and click on submit button. Once you click on the submit button, here you can get the product inserted. Now go here, click on the show all to see the product or the image. So this is the image which we have uploaded just now. You can also upload the multiple image. For example, I will give the another image like I'm going to upload the next image like the sky. I've given the name like this, and just give some random descriptions for now and put the price and just click on submit. Can you see product inserted successfully? Means our images get uploaded successfully. Just click on show all. Now you can see now the two images get uploaded here and you can see it. Now if you wanted to see the details, here also you can see the details. Even if you want, you can click on view button here. So once you click on the view button, you can see this is the image and this is the name, price and the description. From here just click on the go to home and you will reach to home. So this is the thing we are going to build in this part, and I will guide you from the scratch and we will learn from very starting, from zero to final product or to final application. And here I have written the article and where I explain everything in the detail step by step. If you want, just go through this article, and in this video I will follow these steps and we will build from the scratch. So let's start. So the very first step, create the project from the Spring Initializer. So what I am going to do, I will just close this tabs so that I will start from beginning. Spring Initializer. I search on the browser, just click on this and give the group name here. I'm giving like this. Give the artifact ID here. Give some meaningful name so that it will be good. Spring Boot Image Gallery App, something like that. And come here, if you want, just give the descriptions also. And here I need some dependencies. The very first dependency I want Spring Wave. Another dependency is Spring Data JPA. Spring Data JPA. And another thing we want Themeleaf and MySQL driver. In this project, I am going to use the MySQL as a database to store the image details. So just click on generate button. Once you click on that, the folder, all the project will get downloaded here. Just go here and extract the project in your local system. And once extracted, just go into the Eclipse or the IDE and import that project. Click on import, go to the Maven, choose the existing Maven project, select next. So this is the project I have extracted in my local system. Just I will open it and select folder and click on finished. So can you see it is started importing here? Can you see it is imported completely in our Eclipse? Now just jump into the article and see the further steps. Step number 2, press on generate button, we have done. Step number 3 is also completed. Step number 4, after that import the project we have done. Now come to the step number 5. We need to configure some properties in application.properties file. So what I'm going to do, I will just copy this code and then I will explain you what are the properties we configured in the application.properties file. Just go to the application.properties file and paste it here and close the extra tabs which is not required so that you can easily see. So see, the very first thing, we are setting the configuration for database connection. Okay, so earlier I told you we are going to use the MySQL as the database, and here this is the image gallery app is the schema name or the database name, and here you have to mention the username and the password for MySQL. Okay, that thing. And next specify, I am specifying the DBMS, that is MySQL. Okay, and here I put the properties jpa.hypernet.tdl auto update, so that whenever there is a no table in the database or the schema, and when you run the application it will automatically create the table and perform all the update operations automatically. Okay, and here I also mentioned the properties update upload directory. I will explain you in the further steps what are the needs. And here I mentioned the multi-part enable for the uploading the images. Okay, multi-part images, and maximum size I put 200 MBs, and like that maximum request size is 250 MB. So these are the things we define in the properties file. Now come to the step number 6. We need to create an entity class for the image. So as you know, we are going to store the image details, so we need the entity class. So what I'm going to do, I will just copy, here I am going to create a new package for storing the entity class. So let's give the name here entity. This is the package name, and in this package I am going to create that thing, that in image gallery or .java class. Okay, basically it is the entity class which is going to be mapped with the database. Let me first copy it and I will paste it there, and then I will explain you what are the need of this class, because my intention is to explain you as much as possible about the code instead of wasting the time on writing each line of the code. You can easily get this type of the code from anywhere from the internet. So I've given the name image gallery and I will just paste it here. See here, let's fix the input. Shortcut is Ctrl Shift O. Now choose that package, correct package. Okay, I'm choosing what are the package like this, date, and click on finished. And you see all the things imports has been fixed. Now see, this is the entity class which will mapped with the image gallery. This is the name of the table which going to be created in your schema or the database present in MySQL. So once you run this application, this table is going to be created, and the column name is ID, which we made a primary key, and the name which will store the name of the image, descriptions, and the price, and at the last the image. Okay, which will store the image, like it can be .jpa or png or any type of the format. But here the important point is that we annotated with LOB. What is that LOB? You have to understand this because it is one of the most important things to store the large size data in the MySQL database using JPA Hypernet. Okay, so I will explain briefly, and here, see here, I have explained here in this article also. See what I have written here. Annotation, LOB annotation is used for storing the large objects to the database, such as byte array or the large string. So in our case, we are storing the image in the form of byte array. Okay, and this annotation used to specify that the field which tagged or the annotated with the LOB should represent in the form of BLOB, okay, binary large object data type in the database table. So when you upload the image, I can show you here. when you upload the image from here and click on the submit button, and if you go into the database and you wanted to check what are the type or in which format the image get updated or uploaded, so it will be uploaded in the blob format by the large object format. I will show you at the end when we are going to finally run the application. Now come to the, and you see here, and all the things are same like columns. Created date is also one columns, and these are the getter and setter methods. So these are the things present in the entity class. Now come to the step number 7. Create a repository interface for the image gallery. So this is the repository interface which will implement the JPA repository. Okay, this it will implement the JPA repository, and here we are passing that entity class. Since the name of the entity class is image gallery, so we have passed the image gallery name here. And this is the primary key data type. Okay, this is the primary key data type. So what I'm going to do, I will just copy this thing and I will paste it there. Right click, and I will create one more package here. Go to new and package, and in the name of the package repository where I stored all the repositories class whatever I am going to create. Now control N, press the shortcut control N to create the class. Okay, give the name. I am giving any random right now. I will fix it once I paste it here. Okay, I paste it here. Just change the name to image gallery repository, and this one is the import. Change to image gallery. Okay, and see the package should be like this. Import this, and yeah, everything is fine. This is the repository class. Now come to the another step, and here I also explain you. If you want, just go through this. Now in this step number 8, we are going to create the image gallery service class. So first I will just copy it, and then I will explain you what are the purpose of using this thing. So here I also, for the service, I am also creating the new package, so that any service class in the future if I am going to create, I will store in this package. Okay, in this package I am going to create a class, service class. So I will give image gallery service like this, and I will paste it here. Okay, and this is the thing, and I will explain you what are the purpose and why we are using this service class. First fix the imports, control shift O, and all the imports has been fixed. This is the shortcut, remember, control shift O. Now see, the very first thing, since it is a service class, we tagged with the service. Another, we have auto-wired this image gallery repository here, and we declare the three methods: save image, and get all the active images, and get image by ID. So basically what it will do, it will create the image, or it will save the image in your database. So whenever you click on the submit button, one API will get called to the controller class, which we did not create it. We are going to create it in next step. So from there it will call the service class, this method save image, and it will finally store your image in the database. Similarly, to get all active images, like to find what are the list of the images which is stored in your database. For example, this one, it will return all the images whatever stored in your database. Another method we have, get image by ID. It will retrieve the single image based on the ID number of the image, like this. This is the single image. It will retrieve the single image. So that is all the things we declare in the image gallery service class. Now moving to the article. Now the step number 9, we need to create the controller class, and it is one of the most important class among our application, because here we only declare all the APIs which is required for uploading or doing or fetching the data or the images. So let's first, I am just copying it and I will paste it in there, so that I will explain each and every line what are the purpose and why we are using this thing. Okay, I have copied. Just go and create one extra package for storing the What? For storing the controller classes. Okay, go to new and package, and here give the name controller. So I have created, and just right click and create the class. I'm giving some. So the name of the class is image controller or something like that. I will paste it, and then I will change the name accordingly. So I have pasted here. Just fix the errors, whatever the error I am getting. Now see the very first error here. Rename the name to this. Okay. Control Shift O to fix all the imports. Still we are getting one error. Change the method to set. See why it is giving error. Just go into the entity class image gallery. Data type is date, and it is imported from java.sql. No, actually we have imported from the java.util package. Okay, so make sure that package is correct because we are using the date from the java.util.date package. Just go into the controller now. Can you see all the error gone from the create date as well? So let's one by one I will explain you what are the APIs we are going to use here, or whatever the APIs we are using here. So the very first thing we are using the API like single forward slash or the home. So whenever anybody call this API, it will return the index. Since we are using the theme leaf, so it will return the index.html. So we required the index.html file in our project. So still we did not create it. I will create in the further step, or let's create right now index.html. So here I have given the code also index.html at the end. I will just copy it and then I will show you why I am using this purpose. So I'm just copying it, and yeah, up to this index.html. So where you have to place it, just go to the source main resources and go to the template, and here just create a one file index.html. Okay, I have created this index.html. I will paste it here, and this is the HTML tag, and it will look like this. This is the index.html. It will look like this, and here I only use the simple tags and the bootstrap for CSS purpose. Okay, so these are the things we are using in index.html. Now come to the another thing, another API in the controller class we have. So another API we have to save the image detail. So basically this API is used to save the images into the database. So for example, I wanted to show you. See here, when you call this API from the UI side, when you click on the submit button, this API get triggered. Okay, so once it get triggered, so it will come into the request parameter like price, description, name, and image file. Okay, in the form of file, images in the form of file. Now the very first line we have upload directory. See here we are using the upload folder, and where we declare this upload folder, we are getting from here application.properties file. So now go to the application.properties file and see what is the value. See, this is the value. Actually, it is resources. It is pointing to the this folder resources. So when you pass this argument upload folder or resources here, it will retrieve the complete path, complete path in this upload directory. For example, it will retrieve the class path or the place where you have created this project after extracting it. Did you remember in the step number 1 we extracted the project? So it will give the whole complete path of your system where your project is located in the form of upload directory, and it will store in the string upload directory. Okay, so it will store here, and now another line of code we have string file name. So it will basically give the name of the file. For example, we are uploading this is the name. It might be like confusing, but it is some big name here, but it can be like a .jpg. Before .jpg, what are the name? that name is only come, and it will store in the file name. Okay, if it's done here, now another thing we have the file path. So it will return the path of the image where your image is going to be saved. Okay, that is the path it will return. So for example, first it will take the up to resources. Okay, from here upload directly up to resources, and when you pass this the name, it will also add append single forward slash and the name of the image like abcd.png or abcd.jpg along with that, and it will store in file path variable. So once it is done, so it will store the name whatever we put here in this field. Okay, text field. So it will store here, then similarly it will store the descriptions whatever we pass, and here we are using the create date. So at what time you are uploading the image, so that date will going to be saved. Okay, and here remember date is coming from the java.util.date package. It is not coming from the sql.date. Okay, if you wanted to use sql.date, then make sure that in both the entity class as well as in the controller class, both belongs to the same package. Otherwise, it will give the error, compilation error. Now, the next step, what we are doing, we are creating the directory based on the upload directly. Okay, in this resources folder. So, and if it is already exist, it will not create, or if it is not exist, then it will create a directory and where all the images going to be saved when you upload from there. And once it is saved into your this local system image, it will save into the local system under the resources folder. Then it will go and it will convert into the byte array. Okay, actually this portion we are going to store into the database in the form of byte array. So what I am going to do, I am calling file.getBytes. Okay, from where it files comes, it will come from here. The very first thing we are converted into the buffer output stream. We converted this image in the buffer output stream here, and we are finally writing in the form of like bytes. Okay, bytes, and then we close the stream after writing the image in the bytes. Now we are again calling the bytes, and it will return the byte array in the form of byte array. We already written in the byte array, now it will return in the image data variable. So once we got this, we will see, and we created the object of image gallery, and image gallery is the entity class. We created the object and we are setting the name. We are setting the image that in the form of byte array. That's why we use the LOB annotation. So it will store the byte array type. It is a large data, so it will use to store the byte array or the large amount of strings. So in this case, we are using to store byte array. So now, similarly, we setting the price, description, created date, and once we done all these things, then we are simply calling the method save image on the image gallery service class. We already declared this, and we are passing the object of image gallery. If you click on the save image, it will come here and it will finally calling the save repository, and it will save into your MySQL database. So just recap. The very first thing when you call that or when you click on the submit button, first it will going to be saved into your local system. After that it will going to save in the form of byte array in the MySQL. Okay, MySQL database. So that is the thing we are performing with the this API, save image detail API. Now move to the another API we have. So another API we have image display ID. The purpose of this API is also to retrieve the data based on the ID or the image based on the ID. So another next API also the purpose is same, but this time it will return the image details.html so that we can view it. In the previous API it is not returning anything. Okay, it is void, it is not returning, but in this step we are returning it in the form of image details.html. So let's see what it is doing step by step in this API or in this method. The very first thing we are checking IDs should not be 0. If it is not 0, then we are just retrieving the data from the database based on the ID. See here the image gallery and storing the data in the form of image gallery parameter. Okay, once we done, and then we again put one condition that image gallery is present or not. If it is present, then we are adding some attribute in the model object. Why we are adding? Because we are going to use it in the template, and since we are using the theme leaf, we pass this thing in the form of model, and we will fetch the details. For example, we will fetch the ID because we are setting here the ID in the attribute. We are also setting the description, name, and the price, and finally it will return the image details dot html. Okay, so this if part will get executed. But in case image is not present in your database for that ID, it will finally redirect to your home page. Okay, redirect home. So that thing we are doing here. So we need to create the image details.html. So what I'm going to do, I will just go into the article and I will just copy it image details.html. So I will just copy it and go to the source main resources, go to the template, right click, new file, give the name image details.html. Make sure it should be correct because it might be create problem because of changing the names. Alright, we have created this image details.html. Now see, now go to the controller class again, image details.html we have done. Now another API we have the image show. The purpose of this API, it will display the list of images along with the details. For example, it is used to display this thing. So let's see what are the things we've done here. The very first line we are calling the method get all active images from the which is present in the image gallery service class. If you click on that, it will finally calling the find all elements or find all method. So it will return all the list of the images or the details of the images which is present in the our database, and finally it will put into the image parameter. And then what we are doing, we are again doing the creating the model object and we are adding the attribute image. Okay, this thing, so that we can use in the theme leaf or the template or the .html file. So it will return the image.html. So again we need to create the images.html. I already given the code here. Just what you have to do, just go here. This is the images.html. I will just copying it and then I will show you how we are going to use the model class. If you don't know about the theme leaf, then I will explain you how it's going to work. New, go to here, images.html and control V, paste it here. See, these all are the HTML, and here I am using importing. This is like a package only. I am importing themeleaf.org. Okay, and basically it is used to represent in which package this letter th belongs to. So it will belongs to themeleaf package. Okay, themeleaf. Now that object we are passing in the model form, we are using this object here. See, images. So and here I am just running the for each loop. It is a loop in the HTML. Okay, you consider in the Java we have the loop, for loop, we have the for each loop. Similarly, we have the here also we have the loop, that is th clone each. So it will just go move into round by round until the images get end. Okay, and it will display in the form of list. Now moving to the another step in the controller class. Okay, all right, we don't have anything, so these are the APIs we are going to use it. And make sure these all the HTML files should be in the template folder. And two more important files we need to create: JavaScript and CSS for styling purpose. So in the static class, in the static folder, I need to create this one more folder named CSS, and another folder we need to create JS. Now in the CSS folder, I'm just going to create one more file named style.css to store some style codes here for styling purpose. Now in the JS folder, we need to create one new file and give the name is product.js. Okay, it will contain some JavaScript codes. Basically, I'm using the jQueries uh, for this purpose, and this is the code. I just am copying it and I will paste it there. So I paste it here. These are the code in the product.js. Now move into the article. In the article, we have step number 11, create this. Once you paste it here, this code, please refer to my GitHub account for style.css code. So for style.css code, you have to refer to my GitHub account if you want. And I am store here in the source, go to main, go to resources, go to statics, go to CSS. I'm just copying it, complete thing from here. Actually, it is not mine. I have taken from somewhere else for designing purpose. So I will just copy it all and I will paste it there. So I have just copy and just go into the style.css and control V. You can also take, if you want, just go to my GitHub account and you will get easily this code. Now we have done static.css, product.css. Now move into the article. So see, up to step number 11 we have completed. I think we have completed all the things, and here I explain everything. If you're stuck in anywhere, just go through this article. So yeah, now come to the another step. Just run the application. But before running the application, just make sure all your MySQL username, password and schema name are correct in application.properties file, and all the files are correctly placed in the right position, right path. Okay, so once all the thing is done, just go into their Spring Boot main class and run the application. This is the Spring Boot main class. Right click, run as Java application. Let's see it will work or not, and I will show you after uploading the images how it is going to save in blob data type. Like blob we have uses the annotation, so I will show you how we are going to, or how it going to be look like when it is stored in the database. See here our application is started running on the port number 8080. Now let's go and check it out. So localhost 8080, yeah, can you see it is started running? Just keep the name. I'm giving the name nature and some description, beautiful or anything whatever you want, and choose the image. Okay, I will choose some good image. Okay, I'm choosing this image, open, and set price. If you can set whatever you want and click on submit button. Once you click on this, the product inserted successfully, you got this message, and let's verify how it going to be saved in our database. So this is the database or the schema image gallery. So just refresh it. Currently we don't have any tables, but we started the server. So image gallery table is created, and inside that it should be a store because we already submitted one image. Select rows. Let's check it is present or not. Yeah, can you see the image which is having the type BALOB? Okay, it is used to store the large object. So it is stored, image is stored in the form of data. What is the form? Byte array. Okay, and it is represented with the data type here in the database blob, blob. All right, and now go to into the localhost and click on show all. Once you click on show all, you can able to see the images what you have uploaded. Here you can see the create date, the price, description, all the things. And if you click on the view, and it will call, and here you can see only single image based on the ID. See, ID number is 1. Why ID number is 1? Because see, ID number is 1 and it is giving the in this image. which is stored in blob data type in that database. Okay, this is the image. Even if you want, just go into the home and you can upload the another image, give the name, some name, give the water, and give whatever you want the name, choose the image, another image. I choose this, set is the price, and click on submit button. Once you click on submit button, you can finally get the image. If you click on show all, can you see it is also added nature, water, and now if you click on view, you can able to see this single image based on the id is 2. Okay, so that is the whole thing we develop. And if you're stuck anywhere, just go through this article. I explain each and every part in the detail. And if you have any problem, you can also check out the source code. Whatever I build here, whatever I created, I given the source code link in my GitHub account. Just go through this. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and you got the chance to learn something new here. So thank you so much and yeah, good luck.